This is the easiest AFK gold farm for Minecraft Bedrock. This thing is going to get you tons of XP and tons of gold, so let's get into it. The first thing you want to do is find a nice area to build your farm in, and this is going to be built on the ground, so you don't have to build this in the air, which makes this a lot more convenient to make in my opinion. We're going to grab our obsidian now, and we're going to place down 23 blocks worth of obsidian, so bear with me. 1, 2, 3, 4... I'll just do this off camera. And after building your portal, it should be 23 blocks by 23 blocks, and this inner circle, the space in between the obsidian pillars, should be a 21 by 21 square. So if we go ahead and light the portal, it should light. If it is too big, then it won't light, and if it's too small, honestly, you're just going to have a little bit of some reduced rates. But yeah, ideally you want a 23 by 23 portal. Once we have that, we are going to continuously light this until we have a zombie pigman spawn, so we know which side of the portal to build on the farm side. This is going to be the side where we dig the water tunnel. Alright, I had to kill my zombie pigman because he was just not agreeing with me, but he was on this side, so whatever side he wasn't on, this side, we're just going to go ahead and fill this in with blocks. This is mostly for aesthetics, but it also is going to help you keep track later on, so that way it's kind of just bookmarked. But yeah, we're just going to build this up 3 blocks. This does not prevent them from falling off this side. They will never fall off this side. So technically, you don't need this wall, but let's be honest. You don't want to be walking into your portal, and you don't want to, I don't know, build the wall, guys. All right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to take either our building blocks or our glass, and we're going to remove these 2 blocks right here, place down 2 building blocks, and just continue this across all the way to the other end. Now, again, just like that wall, this is mostly for aesthetics. The glass that we're going to be placing on top of this isn't for aesthetics, but having a nice building block underneath of the glass is. And the glass is entirely an aesthetic. You could just use a regular building block. So just make sure that you fill this in so that it's 2 blocks high, and on that third layer, we're going to fill that in with slabs. From this point, whatever side of the farm you want to funnel your pigments towards, we're going to pick that side. So I'm going to place my water source over there, which means that my trident killer is going to be on this side right here. So we're going to remove these 2 blocks at the end that is on the grass layer. And then from here, we are going to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, and then mine out this 2 by 2. So that is going to be the blocks that we mined at the beginning, and then the blocks underneath of those 2 building blocks. This is what it should look like. We're then going to pick either this block or this block. Let's pick this block. We're going to place down a hopper, and we're going to run these hoppers into one another as our collection system. We're going to then remove this block, place down another hopper right there. That way we can remove all of these blocks to go over here, so that we now have a 4 by 2 by 2. And your floor should look something like this. This is going to be where we place our storage chest, and that is going to be the first of many, but we will get to that later. From here, we're going to grab our pistons, and we're going to place down a piston right here, right here, right here, and right here. Sort of like a blender, so that when it's all working, they're all going to be firing in different directions. So make sure none of them are facing towards one another. As you can see, I cleared out some space behind the pistons. This is just a 1 block gap behind each of these pistons. This is just going to make it a little bit easier to work with. We're going to take this front piston here next to our double chest, and we're going to place down a torch on the right side of the piston. We're then going to do this to every single one of these pistons, just going around, following the pattern until we get back to this torch right here. We're then going to take our observers, and we are going to place down the observers facing towards those redstone torches, just like so. Continuing the pattern, making sure that every one of those faces is pointing towards one of those torches. And then I simply just need to grab a lever, which I didn't have in my hotbar. We're going to set this on the piston here, so that way we can go ahead and turn this thing on and off. So when we go ahead and flick it back, you're going to see that this is going in a blender motion, which is going to be how we kill all of these zombie pigmen. Now all we're going to do is grab our blocks. We're going to block this off. Another perk of clearing it out like this is then you can have all nice blocks as your background. You can also remove these dirt blocks if you don't like the aesthetic. We're going to go ahead and place down some slabs here, so I don't even think it'll matter. Yeah, it doesn't matter. And then all we're going to do is we're going to grab our tridents now, and we're going to throw, well, let's stop this really quick. We're going to throw in our tridents at the back there. And then we can go ahead and turn it on. And just like that, we now have a working trident killer. But of course, the rest of the farm still needs work. The next thing we're going to do is we are going to go from this lever here, and we're going to use this as our first block. This is going to be our second, and this is going to be our third. So we're going to mine out 1, 2, 3 blocks right here. We're going to mine these blocks out as well. Then we want to make a 3x3. So we're going to remove those blocks as well. We can then mine all the way up to the surface. So not there though. We're going to mine in this middle here, which is going to be where our scaffolding goes. And this is going to be how we do our storage. So let's just go ahead and clear this entire area out. So when it is all said and done, you want to mine up in the center pillar here from the surface. And then below this chest right here, we want to remove 8 layers. So we're going to remove 8 layers of stone, 7 layers of stone below this chest. I sincerely apologize if I made that extremely complicated, but when it's all said and done, this is what it should look like. So below this chest, 7, and then mining up to surface here. And this is going to be our little AFK room. So let's grab our chests now, and we're going to place down another chest right here, and then one right here, one right here, one right here, 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 and finally here. I gotta sneeze. I gotta sneeze. All right, I just sneezed off of the thing. But as you can see, we have a nice little staircase of chests. Purely aesthetic though, because let's go ahead and throw our scaffolding up the middle there. So now we can climb up and down, and we have all of this storage. Now all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our hoppers and we're going to run them into all of the lower chests. This is going to keep all of those golden swords, all of the golden nuggets, golden bars, rotten flesh, everything that zombie pigmen are going to drop is going to end up inside of the storage system. And honestly, I was thinking about this when I designed the farm. This could make for a really cool base if you want this to be the center, because you could easily like expand this wall out into a corridor and then have like an enchanting room here or something. And like, I don't know, I just feel I like this staircase design because it also does function as a staircase. But we are actually done with this area, so let's grab these blocks and just seal this up. And if you want to go ahead and just fill in some of this area, like you don't want to have that open, and then you want to place, like you can mess around with this a little bit, and you can still end up getting down here on that staircase that I was talking about. All right, coming around back now, we're going to go to the same side as your scaffolding, and we're going to grab our signs, and we're going to place down 2 signs. Well, actually, let's get on this block. We're going to place down 2 signs right here. Oh yeah, that was from the last recording. I messed up. We're going to come over here now, and we're going to grab our water block. We're going to place that down in the back there, and then we're just going to remove all of the blocks at the edge of that water until we get to the end here. Let's just go ahead and remove that. And we are actually going to have to take these signs, and we're going to place them down here. And when we remove the water, oh, yes. Let's fill that hole in. There we go. Yay! All right, we now have successfully flowing water into the trident killer. So all of the pigmen that spawn are going to end up inside of this blender here. We can now remove these blocks right here, and we're also going to remove 1, 2 blocks like that. We're then going to place down a dispenser right here, 2 trapdoors right here. Again, this is all on the side with the trident killer. We're going to come around back now, and we're going to place down a block right here, and then we're going to fill this area in. So we want to place down a slab like so. This is going to be a 2x4 slab. We're then going to grab our observers now, and we're going to place down an observer pointing in this direction, so the red dot is next to the dispenser. Then on this side, we're going to place down 2 observers, just like so. We can then go ahead and fill this area in with blocks, and we're going to do the same thing on this next layer, and we're going to cover up this final observer right here. In the center, we're going to place down 2 lava buckets, which should start it, and that's going to light it. We have yet to put in the powdered snow though, so it is not going to finish off. I would recommend placing down some blocks around here just so that you don't accidentally fall in, but make sure that these lava blocks have air access. If they don't have air access, this will not work. We can now go ahead and remove that block right here, place down a lever on this dispenser, and place in a powdered snow, which I do not have because, again, I failed on the last recording. So let me grab that. All right, I have it now. We're going to go ahead and throw in the powdered snow bucket. And as you can see, this thing has immediately started working. It doesn't look like it because it's a little glitchy. So let's go ahead and just turn this thing off. And let's turn this thing back on. And now let's see. I feel incredibly embarrassed. I realized that the reason it was so glitchy is because I had so many pigmen just chilling here. And that's because my trident killer broke when I had that small water flood. So if you also had the same water flood as me, then let's just go ahead and fix this up. I think there should be one more. Yeah, but that front one should be fine. So there we go. We now have the trident killer killing off those pigmen. We are collecting the XP. All of the drops are ending up down here. Keep in mind, I did have one failed attempt, so there should be a couple extra drops, which there are. If we come up here, we should see that the farm is working as it. Yes, much, much better. Okay, I feel so much better now. Yeah, so make sure that your trident killer is working and you're actually killing off these entities, or your game is going to very quickly crash. So yeah, this is the farm. This is how you are going to use it. All you do is stand there with a looting 3 sword. You're going to collect tons and tons of drops. If you want to make this thing even better, you could automatically sort out the golden swords and then automatically smelt them or something. That way you can just AFK a little bit longer. But if I just go ahead and enter into /game mode S, you'll see that I am collecting XP very, very quickly. Already at 7, 8 levels coming up. All right, it has been about 2 to 5 minutes. I'm not going to lie, I was not timing it, but it was definitely under 5 minutes, and I'm already at level 30. I've definitely been spoiled by that new Silverfish XP farm, but that's probably going to get patched relatively quickly. This farm has been around and will continue to be around for a very long time, so it is a good investment of your materials. Also, I figured out why I wasn't going up in level there. It's because at that back hopper, occasionally what will happen is an XP orb will get stuck in there, and then they will all collect in that back hopper rather than coming to me. But the thing is that problem quickly resolves itself once there is enough XP and the orb eventually, like the hitbox grows, it pops into the hopper, and then I end up collecting it. So you do collect all of the XP, and yeah, this is an amazing farm. Great for mending, great for having a base around it. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this farm. If you did, then be sure to subscribe and leave a like. My name is 1UpMC, and I will catch you guys in the next one.